Great if you have your grandson or granddaughter come over and beat those packages open for you, get them open, and put them in an easy to open and close package. Or get your neighbor who's, got some super duper scissors. Yeah. Okay, because they really are a problem. So the next hearing aids you want to get 3 things. Oh. I forget, we've got people online coming. You want to be sure that you get telecoil in those hearing aids, Bluetooth in the hearing aids, rechargeable batteries. That's what you got. 3 things you want to do when it's time for you to upgrade and get new hearing aids. And you're not going to remember all of that, so come talk to me before you do it. All right? You got my number. Okay. All right, I'm just for how many people are new today? New? Welcome. Welcome. I'm Tony Berrient. I'm the president. I am the Hearing Loss Resource Specialist, and I've been running this meeting here in Laguna Woods. We've changed our names a couple of times. At one time, we were called the Hearing Well Club. I really love that name. I've been doing this since 2011. I'm going to start letting people know now that I'm retiring this year. So at the end of this year, I'll be doing more one-on-one part-time, and I won't be holding meetings like this. I just want you to know. And coming up in June, I'm canceling that meeting because I'm going to the Hearing Loss Association convention in Louisville, Kentucky. So I just really love the conventions. I would love to tell you more about what they are. They're absolutely fabulous. They have workshops, speakers. They have the most phenomenal exhibit hall where everything a person with a hearing loss could look into technology-wise. You can learn about cochlear implants. You can learn about all the hearing aid manufacturers are there. And telephone companies are there. All the phones for people with hearing loss. So it's just a fabulous event. On the back of your agenda, it has the date, and I think there's a link online. You can look and see more information. Registration is, early registration is ending, I believe, on the 12th or the 16th. I can't remember. The notice just came out today. So you need to look for that. Okay. I am just now going to cut this off. I am going to, okay. And I'm going to, hello those online. I'm also addressing people here in the room, and I don't do this very often, so anyway, if you hold all your questions, I appreciate it. You can put it in the chat, and I'll get it, and we'll have the speakers address any questions you may have. Now I need to get the other. I'm going to introduce. All right. All right. Oh, it actually has a preview of the next slide. I'm not familiar with that. Okay. I'm going to record this meeting so that those people who were not able to attend can view this at a later date. And if you want to review something that was said today, you would have access to that as well. So I will email out the link in my next email, and you'll be able to get it. All right.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Okay, it is recording. All right. And I'm going to ask, okay, here's the layout. Now let's just go with what it is. Okay, I'm going to introduce Lourdes. You're going to come first?
Yes.
Okay. And she is with the Laguna Woods Social Services Department. And I had a wonderful bio of hers, and I forgot to bring it. So I'm going to let her introduce herself, and because she's been here a long time, she's been serving residents in Laguna Woods, and so now I'm trying to look and see. I guess it's here.
Okay.
And then I didn't know about this next.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how that works with Zoom. Okay, so this is Lourdes, and you're going to have to really speak into this, and I don't know why these others are not working. Okay. Lourdes,
Yes.
you got the floor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Perfect, perfect. I would like to start off by thanking Tony Hearing Loss Association and you all for inviting us to join you today. My name is Lourdes Oseguera. I am a licensed clinical social worker and the manager of the Social Services Department here in Laguna Woods Village. I have been with the village since August 2020. I started off in a social worker position role and then transitioned over to the management role. I have a background working in community, skilled nursing, and hospital settings, and I just fell in love with working with the village and working with village residents, so I'm very grateful to be part of the team that serves you all.
And my name is Frances Roberts. I am one of the social workers at the office. I have been here for just over a year, and I've been really enjoying my time getting to work with the residents of Laguna Woods Village. I have my master's in social work, and my background before working here, I have experience working with people living with severe and persistent mental illness, and then I've also worked with people living with dementia, and then their families and their loved ones as well, helping to support them.
Thank you. And how many of you already knew that there was a social services department here in Laguna Woods Village? Okay, I see a good number of hands up. We do find that there are some residents that don't know about us, so we always appreciate the opportunity to come out and share. And please keep in mind that even if you yourself don't need services, you can always pass along our information to friends, neighbors that might benefit from meeting with the social worker. So our team is a relatively small team. We currently have 4 VMS social workers that are either licensed clinical social workers or associate clinical social workers working towards licensure. Social workers include Frances Roberts, Sharon Suboy, Michael Chan, and myself. We also have an administrative supervisor, her name is Jean Chestnut, and an administrative specialist, Kathy Viafana. Kathy and Jean are typically your first point of contact if you were to call our office or walk in. They can answer a lot of questions about resources, and they also take all of our intakes. We also have a partnership with Council on Aging Southern California. Does anybody know about them? Okay, a hand up, great. They have a lot of wonderful services available. This partnership allows us to have one additional social worker in our office 4 days a week. Her name is Jenna Bonaventura. And we currently have a partnership with Cal State Long Beach. So we do have a social work intern in our office twice a week. Her name is Elsie. And the Social Services Department has been a part of the community since 1972. So we've been around for some time. And our mission is to help residents maintain their independence and enhance their quality of life. We understand that a lot of individuals that live in the community want to stay in their homes for as long as possible. So what we want to do is provide resources and linkages to help have that happen as safely as possible.
And this is an overview of the services that we offer to residents of the community. This is what you'll actually find if you pick up one of our brochures. It'll list out all of these services like this. We'll go through in detail later of each of these different areas of services that we provide. But one of the first things that we'll do with you if you're requesting to meet with a social worker is complete an assessment to get an understanding of what your needs are, what's working well, where maybe you're needing support. We provide a lot of resources and referrals to community services. We provide information on different support groups in the community. We host educational seminars throughout the years on different topics. We have a lot of conversations on short and long-term planning, helping people start getting an idea of how they want to plan their future, what documents, what information they need to consider. We also offer a short-term counseling program. And especially with the Council on Aging, we provide social isolation prevention as well. And we also provide a lot of information and resources related to cognitive health. So one key point with our services is they are confidential. That's a question that we will get a lot from residents, wanting to make sure that maybe other residents in the community aren't aware that they're seeking these services. And anybody that comes into our office, meeting with a social worker, the things that they talk about, we always keep that confidential, and we'll go through that information with you. We also provide services both in the community, so we can meet with residents in their home, and then also in the office as well, whatever your preference would be.
Residents are connected to our services in a few different ways. So we do receive a lot of self-referral. So this is a resident reaching out to us and seeking support, but we do accept referrals from other sources. So sometimes we might get a call from a neighbor or a friend that is indicating maybe some concerns about somebody that they know. We also take referrals from other service providers. So sometimes we'll get a call from a local hospital, the sheriff's department, adult protective services, the fire department. They've noted some concern. They want to make us aware. We do work closely with the security department here in the village. So we will often follow up if something has occurred in the community where we might be able to provide some information or resources on. So if somebody has a fall, we might reach out to introduce ourselves. Or if somebody has been found maybe lost, confused, we'll reach out. I do want to emphasize, though, that our services are voluntary. So individuals, of course, have the right to say, yes, I want to work with you, or no, I don't. And then we are also mandated reporters. So what that means is if we receive information about any threats of harm to self, to others, any type of elder abuse, we do have to report that. And that's to address any safety concerns. If that ever comes up, again, we'll have a conversation about what that looks like. And a few reasons why somebody might contact our department. Maybe they're grieving the loss of a loved one. That might be a spouse, a friend, a family member. They might be providing care for an ill or aging relative, right? Caregiving is a full-time job. It can be very difficult, so we want to provide that support. They might be coping with a life-changing diagnosis, Alzheimer's, cancer, something that's affecting quality of life. We want to provide support there. And maybe they're looking to form long-term arrangements, planning for the future. They might be feeling overwhelmed or stressed because of different life circumstances. So we can either provide counseling services or different resources. And as Francis mentioned, the first thing that happens after somebody is connected to a social worker is a comprehensive assessment. So this is where we're meeting one-on-one usually with a resident, and we're having in-depth conversations about how somebody is doing in different aspects of their life. So we're talking about physical health, mental health, and social health. And our goal is to get a better picture of overall well-being. So we're having collaborative conversations about how somebody is doing, and then identifying any potential needs or gaps that there are. And then we're talking about resources that might fill those gaps. Some of the most frequent referrals that we provide include caregiving agencies, transportation, meal delivery services such as Meals on Wheels, dementia care programs, so that might be Alzheimer's Orange County, adult day centers, caregiver groups, dementia care groups, and then financial resources.
So another main area that we'll cover, especially in that initial assessment process, is understanding if there's a need for a conversation about short or long-term care planning. And this is designed to provide temporary and ongoing support and assistance to people who are maybe needing help with daily activities or medical care, or maybe it's a family caregiver who is wanting to understand options for the future as well. And our goals with these conversations are helping to maintain that individual's quality of life, connect them with resources that might help them manage their health conditions, and sometimes it's that emotional and social support. These are big life changes, so learning to adapt to those changes over an extended period of time. Oftentimes these conversations lead to discussions on different documents that are important to put in place, advanced healthcare directives, powers of attorney, discussions about if placement, going to a board and care or assisted living, if that is something that person is considering, and what information might they need to help them make that decision. So these are just some of the conversations that we'll have with people who are curious and wanting to understand their options. And then we also offer a short-term counseling program. This is meant to last about 6 to 8 weeks. And it's a very goal-driven, focused type of treatment that's really focused on building positive coping skills and addressing immediate needs. So some of the common requests for areas of support that we receive and what our program is meant to target is depression, anxiety, grief, caregiver stress, and some of those health changes. We will also have conversations about referral to long-term counseling services if necessary, or if we feel like this program isn't going to be the best thing to meet somebody's needs.
And we do host a variety of presentations throughout the year. Did anybody attend the presentation in March? It was titled, Protect Yourself Against Scams and Fraud. No, that's okay. It was recorded, so the recording will be available if you're interested in that. But we also host and collaborate on an Exercise Your Brain class. And this month, we will have another presentation in this room. It's on March 25th from 2 to 3:30, and it will be presented by elder law attorney Faye Blix on planning for the future. It's titled Planning for What If. She will go over important legal documents and different aspects of long-term and advanced care planning. We have a few other presentations in the works. Over the next few months, we'll be having presenters speak on end-of-life choices, disaster preparedness, and coping with caregiver stress. I want to expand a little bit on our partnership with Council on Aging Southern California. So again, that social worker, Jenna, is available to meet with residents. She sees a fewer number of clients than we might throughout a year, but she's able to see individuals for long-term case management. So that's more frequent check-ins. It might involve applying for different programs, just managing different aspects of care. We do have a cognitive health program, so we do offer free cognitive screenings. These are non-diagnostic screenings where you can meet with a social worker to complete the assessment. Again, it's not diagnostic, but it can give us an idea of where somebody is at in that point in time. And if scores fall outside of the expected range, we will then have conversations about how to talk to your primary care doctor or seek further assessments from medical providers. We also provide information on disease progression. We provide support, and again, have conversations about future planning.
So we partner with the Foundation of Laguna Woods to bring temporary financial assistance to residents in the community. Their support allows us to be able to provide residents with assistance with grocery cards, gas cards. We help with utility bills through them as well, medical bills, helping to pay for emergency response devices, those fall detection devices, and then hearing aids as well. Those are just some of the areas where we've been able to offer residents financial support. If you or you know somebody that is struggling financially, we encourage you to reach out or ask them to reach out to see how the Social Services Department may be able to support them. So the process for applying for that assistance through the foundation: first, you would contact our office, and you would meet with a social worker who would, review and consign. We have a consent for service form, which allows us to provide the services that we offer to you. We complete that assessment, which we discussed earlier, and then we would also ask about your finances, income, expenses, to get an understanding of what the financial need is. There isn't a income limit or something related to eligibility like you might find with maybe other services. We really are looking at the whole picture. What does your income look like? What major expenses are you having? Where's the gap in being able to pay these big bills that are coming up? And one of the requirements is that you must be a resident of Laguna Woods Village for at least 2 years. And if used for some things like hearing aids as well as the emergency response devices, we first must check if there's insurance coverage before being able to proceed with foundation support.
And we are extremely grateful for the foundation and everything that they do to provide support to residents. They have been providing financial assistance since, I believe, 1997. We've been in collaboration. This year, and I believe also in 2024, they received grants specifically for hearing aids. So financial assistance to purchase hearing aids was made available to the foundation from grants through Memorial Care and Samuel Ellie's Foundation's Breakaway Fund. It was a total of about $62,000 that can help residents who were having difficulties paying for hearing aids obtain them. The residents had to be qualified through our department, and funding was available through October 25th through June 2026. As of today, there's only $500 left on those grants. So there was a lot of interest in the hearing aid grants. We've had 22 people who have received hearing aids so far through those funds. Despite the grants being exhausted at this point, the foundation can still provide support for hearing aids. It just goes through the traditional process instead of the grant process. Most of the eligibility requirements are still the same. So it still requires the assessment, including the financial assessment. Someone would need to verify whether they have coverage, and if they do, they would then need to obtain a referral to an audiologist. So there's two different ways that can happen. The insurance will typically let us know, but it might require a referral from a primary care doctor, or sometimes the insurance can provide referrals to the audiologist directly. The next step would be for the individual to schedule their hearing assessment with the audiologist. So have the testing done, and then have a discussion about what hearing aids were recommended under the insurance plan, if that's applicable, and then they would obtain an estimate that they would need to bring back to the social worker that they're working with. So the estimate is essentially an itemized quote that has all of this information included. So it has to have the audiologist office. If there's a third-party manufacturer, which a lot of insurances do have, their name has to be on there. They're the payee usually. We have to have the hearing aid name, the total cost of the hearing aids, the amount covered by insurance, and then what your copay amount would be. So that copay amount is what we're submitting to the foundation and asking them for help with. Once we have that estimate back, the social worker would then write the request to submit to the foundation. So the write-up and the estimate are both submitted to the foundation. However, they're submitted anonymously. The foundation does not know who is receiving those funds. All the identifiers are removed. The foundation then reviews the request and they make a decision on it. If it's approved, typically a check will be written directly to the service provider. They do not reimburse residents directly. So let's say if the check needs to be written to your audiologist office, the check would be written directly to them. You could pick it up, or it could be mailed directly to the office. Another possible consideration is a credit card reimbursement. This needs to be discussed with the social worker beforehand, but it's something that we will consider. Let's say you go to your audiologist office, you get the estimate, and you want to buy your hearing aids right away, right? You don't want to wait until you get the estimate and that gets submitted. You could submit or pay the outstanding balance on a credit card, but that would require that you submit your entire credit card statement to the social worker along with your itemized receipt. So that typically will result in a delay in reimbursement, because if your statement doesn't come until the 10th of the month, for example, we might have to wait about 30 days or so to get that statement. But the preferred method is the check directly to the provider. Any questions about that process? I know it was a lot in terms of the steps, but if you're interested, you can meet with the social worker and we would go over that one-on-one. No questions? Okay. Well, I believe our phone number is... Repeat the question. Sure. The question is if that phone number on the flyer is the phone number for them to call social services. Yes. We do have our brochures available at the desk here. And if you have a pen, our phone number is... Yes. Yeah. Yes, our brochures are out there. We also have a few other flyers on the desk. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. I'm so sorry. Testing 1, 2, 3. I'm so sorry that this isn't working. Oh, now it is. Now it is. Now the wireless ones are working. All right. Okay, there's the phone number there. If you'd like to write it down, and she's bringing it right to you, a brochure. Okay. So, Alan, I think if I know both of these work, testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear with this one too? Maybe it's just this one is working. It is. Maybe you go run the questions on one side. Okay. I think I don't have any questions. I think you guys are wonderful. I do know a woman a few years ago.
You just turned it off.
I do know, a few years ago, one of my members had lost her remote control for her cochlear implant. And it wasn't terribly expensive, but she didn't have a penny to spare. Anyway, I sent her to the foundation, and who sent her social services. That's where the starting point is. And she was able to get that covered. It was a one-time expense. She desperately needed it. It was the only way to work with her cochlear implant. And so I know somebody personally who has benefited in the hearing loss world. So I know there's a lot of other circumstances. But we were very happy to have that work out. All right. Well, thank you. And you did leave the brochures there and everything. Okay. Okay, I'll make sure again. Thank you so much. Yay. We've got a good half an hour to go. So I'd like to hear from somebody who's new, introduce themselves. Who would like to be the first? Okay, Dot. I'm so glad this is working now. Okay, so basically just your first name is fine. You live here in Laguna Woods. You might want to just tell me how long you've had a hearing loss. Do you wear hearing aids? Do you have a cochlear implant? You know, not the whole story, but just a little something.
My name is Dot Walters. I live in Gate 14, and I've been here 10 years. I have a cochlear implant. I was implanted the first time in 1986, and that one failed over the years. And then then I went through several operations, and I had another one put in when I moved to Tampa, Florida, by a different doctor, and that one works very well. So since I had to cut both nerves for both implants, I am totally deaf when I take my implant off. But I do hear with the implant on my right ear, so I get along fine. So.
Thank you. And who's next? Okay, right behind you. He's coming.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Isabel Ward. I don't reside here in Laguna Woods, but I am connected because I want to learn more about hearing loss and the services. I experienced sudden hearing loss just 7 months ago on my left ear. So I have the hearing aids now, which are immensely helpful. And so I'm just glad to be connected with everyone. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Nora, and I live here in the Gate 1. No,
Can you
Gate 5.
speak up just a little bit?
Can you hear me now? Yeah? Okay. I live in Gate 5, and I am, I don't know if I really need it yet, but I have sensed some loss, and especially because my husband speaks, his voice is not as loud as usual, so it makes me wonder if I should get a hearing aid or not. And that's why I'm here to listen and figure out.
Did you want to say something?
Okay, trying to turn up the volume here and see if that would work. Okay, who else is new? Anybody else is new? Okay. And so now we need to know how's the week going? Do you have any hard of hearing jokes? Do you and on a serious note, did you have an issue somewhere, someplace where you couldn't hear that maybe somebody here could help you how to get some help, like a restaurant, medical office? And anybody had anything happen this week that didn't work out too well, hearing loss wise? All right. Oh, here, wait for the microphone. Here we go. Thank you, Ellen.
My only problem is with someone using a microphone, or I'm doing pretty good hearing, like talking with you or hearing what you're saying. But it's mainly people talk too fast. I think we all agree people talk fast. And have any of you learned how to lip read? Don't we all do that? Yeah. I mean, you have to face the person to know what they're talking about, right? And Amazing Hearing has had classes in lip reading. This isn't an advertisement on it, but I've gone to it, and there aren't too many people there, but they're learning how to lip read, and I was absolutely shocked to find out that a couple of the ladies there had no idea about lip reading, because I've been hard of hearing almost since I graduated from high school, so I've been lip reading for a long time. But I am so glad all of you are here. I wish more were here to take advantage of this information. So, thank you.
The captioner was not able to catch any of that for some reason, and so I think you practically almost have to kiss the mic in order for it to work. We have a hearing loop in this room. Is anybody turned on their telecoils and their hearing aids? Are they using the loop? Yay. Did you learn about the loop here? Microphone? It's just something that you're not likely to hear.
I learned about the hearing loop at the presentation you gave to our TOPS Club. And so I went to my hearing guy and had him turn it on. I was able to go to a meeting this morning in the PAC room, and they have a hearing loop, and I used it there, but it was really like a humming sound in the background that I couldn't get rid of. But with it on now, I am able to adjust that, and the interference isn't as bad. So it's really working pretty cool.
Okay.
Tony, I can't.
When you
I can't
are
hear unless people
having a
stand
problem
by
with the hearing loop, was it the venue or was it the hearing aids?
Since today is my first day using that, I am not sure the correct answer.
Okay. Is it working pretty well today, right now in the room?
Yes, I had to turn the bass way down, and it seems to be working pretty good.
Okay. Okay, great. Great. Well, are you aware of all the places in Laguna Woods Village where the loops are available?
Yes, you presented us with the flyer that said all of the rooms, yes.
You're very good. I need more members like you. You just get in there and do it. Okay, there is a flyer on the table over here that explains where all of the hearing loops are in Laguna Woods Village. And if you go to the board meetings, it's in the boardroom, in the community center, the PAC, the Performing Arts Theater, Dining Room 1, Dining Room 2 in the Performing Arts building, Clubhouse 1, Clubhouse 5, and Clubhouse 2. And we have a problem in the PC Learning Center. They have one. They don't know they have one. There's been a change in volunteers, administration, shall we say, and they don't know what it is. So I'm going to meet with them next week and make sure they know how to turn it on. There's also assistive listening devices available. Daniel, do you want to bring the suitcase in here, please? There is, if you don't have telecoil in your hearing aids, if you don't have hearing aids, if you have a spouse or a friend who's difficulty hearing and in a place where there is a hearing loop, you can use a receiver with a headset. Okay, he's going to bring a couple out here. Here, let's put it right here. So, yeah, this is what it looks like. So, this is the receiver, and so it'll pick up the hearing loop, but then now you need to connect it to your ears. So you have the headset, and turn it on and adjust the volume to your preference. So if you don't have hearing aids, I recommend you wear this. She has AB cochlear implant. The implant you have in combination with your remote control or however you control it, you do have a telecoil in there and you should be able to switch it on. How long have you had that? Okay, so you do have a telecoil. You just need to have your audiologist turn it on. So if you have hearing aids and you don't know if you have a telecoil, you need to ask your hearing provider. Have you done that?
Yes, and when I went to Dr. Gabby, she turned it on for me.
Okay. Are you using it today?
I am, but I could hear without it here.
Okay.
I use it in church, and it helps immensely.
Which church do you go to?
St. Nicholas.
St. Nicholas, okay. And also across the street, Lutheran Church, that's looped. But they got a new pastor, they have a whole new tech crew, and they think nobody's using it, and so it's turned off. Because the tech crew doesn't even know what it is. So I'm trying to get back in there. I said, you've got the equipment, so let's turn it on. Let's let everybody know. And I'm willing to go and teach, meet in small groups and show people how to access. There is reverberation in this room, and some people, the hearing aids, it's just too much. So if you're able to turn on your telecoil, then you just hear what I'm saying directly, and all of that bouncing around noise, you don't hear that. You hear me more clearly. So, okay, hold on. Alan's coming with the this is how he gets his steps in today.
How and where can we get those devices?
Okay. you can borrow these devices, and every place that has them in Laguna Woods should have receivers you can borrow. So you have to go to the supervisor or the supervisor's office and check it out. They're going to want to take your resident ID, and when you return it, you get your resident ID back. So,
So at the PAC, would you say they'd go to the front desk?
yes, you go to the box office, the ticket where they sell the tickets. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Steve Parsons. I'm on Third Mutual Board. And is there anybody that's having trouble at any of our meetings hearing what we're saying? Like the landscape meeting or the M&C meeting or something like that. If they are, let me know, and we'll get an adjustment made somehow. But I'm on the third board, and I would like to know.
Okay, and where is this? You're on the third floor?
Third Mutual Board.
Oh, Third Mutual Board. Okay. Yeah. So I'm still trying to train Laguna Woods staffing and make them aware. And at age 77, the Laguna Woods, the average age in Laguna Woods is 77. So we have youngers and we have elders, but at 77, 50% of the population has a disabling hearing loss. Disabling meaning you can hear, but you don't necessarily understand. Different levels. I have a profound hearing loss, so I hear, my hearing is just really at the lowest. And some people have very mild hearing loss. Mild hearing loss can be very troubling in the sense that you still miss communication, you misunderstand words, and so you got to hear those better, and that's how hearing aids help. But hearing aids, for the most part, only work about 6 feet. Beyond that, you're starting to lose distance to the sound, and that's where in a building, in a room, where there's a presentation, you do a whole lot better with a telecoil, turn it on, borrow a device, and bring that sound directly. It streams directly through the hearing aids. Now, a lot of you have smartphones, right? And of you that have smartphones, how many people of you have Bluetooth? So when you answer a call, that Bluetooth is going right into your hearing aid. That's a wonderful experience. But Bluetooth only works one-on-one. A single source of Bluetooth only works with one person at one time. So that phone only works for you, or whoever's using your phone. So, but when you go into a hearing loop, it can transmit to all telecoils in the room. It's for a large area. Serves many people. And there's, I do want to say that there's new technology coming out. It's called Auracast. How many people are like kind of interested in technology stuff? Is that something that interests you? Okay. So that's coming out, and it's going to be wonderful. Auracast will serve a whole room full of people all at one time, instead of the one-on-one Bluetooth experience. And it will broadcast directly into your hearing aids. What is required is you have to have hearing aids with an Auracast chip. And there's only a small handful of hearing aids that are called Auracast Ready. So even if you all had Auracast Ready hearing aids, you have to find a place that has an Auracast transmitter. And there's no place in Orange County that has Auracast transmitter. So let me just tell you that the hearing loop, which is technically called an induction loop. We call it a hearing loop because it's something you would understand better, something that I would understand better. But if you were to look it up for the technical aspects of it, you would look up induction loop. So it's been around since the 1930s, been extremely reliable, very low maintenance. So when it's installed in a building like this. So we have a hearing loop here. It's all around the room, and there's a transmitter in the back, and it's on 24/7. Nobody should touch it. There is a problem when a technician doesn't know what it is, and they say, "What the heck is this? I'm going to turn it off." And so we have problems like that in Laguna Woods. We have problems with Clubhouse 5. So, and as soon as I can get around to it, and we'll try to resolve those issues. But hearing loops have been around, telecoils have been around since the 30s. They're very reliable, and the equipment lasts forever, so it's going to be around. It's going to be around. Oracast isn't going to be ready for prime time for probably another 5 to 10 years. So if you're getting hearing aids today, you want to get telecoil so that you can use the hearing loop. You want to get Bluetooth so you got that great connection on your phone. And you want to get rechargeable batteries. Yeah. So because I have a cochlear implant on this side, and I have disposable batteries. They're coming out with this really fantastic rechargeable system, so I'm going to have to buy into that. And then I have a hearing aid on this side, and this hearing aid is about 4 or 5 years old. So I'm using the old disposables. So the next time I'm ready to get a hearing aid, I'll be sure to get a telecoil and a rechargeable, and of course the Bluetooth. So if you have telecoil equipped in your hearing aid, and by the way, as far as what it doesn't cost extra to have it, except the manufacturer of the hearing aid has to build it out like that. So when you talk to your hearing aid provider, you say, "I want one with a telecoil." And they're going to argue with you, "Oh, the Oracast is the thing." Yeah, but it's not around. Now, so here you do. You've got a telecoil, and Oracast moves in next door, and you want to use it. You can. Oracast has a receiver that you can use and connect, and so that your telecoil can pick up the Oracast. That's sort of a makeup kind of system. So you're not going to be completely left out. You also need to have another device. If you have Oracast, even if you have the Oracast with a chip in it, ready to go, you still need something like a smartphone to bring it to you. And if you don't, then the theater or wherever it is has to provide a receiver of some kind. Sometimes it looks like a little iPad, but sometimes it's just like a phone that you have to check out. So it's just, oh yes. Thank you, Alan. So Daniel, can I get you to do that? And Alan, you can start on this side. We are dependent upon your donations, so we're going to pass out these little baskets. And these gentlemen are so good about reminding me, because I never remember. So, and it's just a little bit, every bit helps. Every bit helps. I did want to, any questions before I move on? Any questions about telecoils, Bluetooth, hearing loops, anything along that? I want everybody to get on board here, because the flyer that I have for you, let's see, where is it? This one here, that shows all the Laguna Woods loops on it. But on the back side is all the other places in Orange County that I'm aware of. And there's several churches and one synagogue that has a hearing loop. So if that's important to you, you'll find that information on the back of this flyer. All right. I do want to talk to you a little bit. I put it on the
movie theaters.
oh, I'm sorry.
What about movie theaters?
Movie theaters have their own system. It's called infrared, or it's called radio. It's FM. You go to the customer service counter, and you can borrow a device and wear it with a headset. So like the theater, the movie theater, the Regal Theater in Aliso Viejo, I think it is, that they have that. Although I find the movie theaters so loud, I don't need anything. What I wish they had was captions. Okay. Our next meeting is April the 13th, 2 o'clock in this room. And I put one of these on every table.
I think you have a question from Zoom.
Oh, question from Zoom. I'm coming. Okay. Hold on. We have some people. Okay.
Hi.
Grace, unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted.
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you. No, but and that could be our technical setup here. But I think you are being captioned. Joe, are you able to caption her? Yes.
Okay. I worked at a movie theater over the summer, and we had subtitle sunglasses that would have live subtitles for you. For the glasses that you would put on, it would connect to the screen, and they would have live.
Are you able to
subtitles
read
that
what
were
she's saying?
Transparent. It was very cool, and there were a few people that needed to use them.
Absolutely.
So, depending on
The Regal used to have those. Now they've switched to something else that sits in the drink cup. And that's a bit of a problem because it kept falling on the floor. But
There was a different one that would attach around your neck, and it would be an FM right there that you could connect to the telecoil in your hearing aid. That wouldn't sit in a drink.
Yes, if you had a neck loop, yes. Well, that's something I didn't talk to them about. If you have telecoil-equipped hearing aids and you needed to use an FM receiver, and you had a neck loop, you could wear the loop and plug it into the receiver, turn on your telecoil, and hear directly. That's just another way. I wasn't going to talk about it today. That's another advanced step. There's little tricks along the way. Thank you, Grace. I don't know why I should. Joe, can you talk to me? I thought I could hear you before.
Can you hear me, Tony?
No. 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 Okay. Well, in order for this to work, it has to be, okay. Okay, say something now.
Hello?
Can you hear me now?
No. Okay. Say something.
Hi, Tony. Can you hear me?
No, microphone in. Okay, now say something.
Hi, Tony.
I'll have to get this all figured out by next meeting. Okay. If I can't get this figured out, I will not have it in person. It'll only be on Zoom. So it'll be important that you, if you're able to join us on Zoom, you be on our email list, and I'll send you the information. Sherry Chase, if you read this, she was a criminal defense attorney for 30 years, and she had a bilateral progressive hearing loss, and she's a BA with honors in psychology, University of Chicago, and a JD in School of Law. So she's been doing workshops on hearing loss, and she's writing a book. And I'm really excited that I'm going to be able to see her at the convention I'm going to. She's going to be doing a workshop. And that workshop is going to be it's going to be about, wow, this is hard sometimes, strengthening connection and reliving frustration with our partners. So it's all going to be about communication with living with a partner, so a husband or so. Communication is a real serious issue in relationships. Okay, it's 3:00, and I thank you all for coming. Thank you for those who donated. I hope that we'll be able to continue next month in person, because Sherry's going to be dynamite. She's going to be coming in on Zoom, so we definitely have to be able to hear her. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cancel the in-person meeting. And then in May, we have Oticon. Oticon hearing aid manufacturer will be here in this room, not on Zoom. So you definitely want to plan on coming in May. Oticon does have the Oracast chip. We'll give you telecoil and rechargeable. It gives you the whole 9 yards. So you'll learn about that. So I hope you'll join us, April and May. And thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Edward.
Thank you.
All right. I am